Hello, Internet. This is Mezwell. Today's video is to show you, if you're a new player, how you can build a good, solid deck and how you might play one with just the cards that you start out with. So, see, a lot of players, when they're starting out, they complain, "Oh, I don't have big, fancy legendaries like Dr. Boom. I don't have certain epics. I don't have certain rares." Well, for the most part, you don't really need a lot of those cards in order to play well. If you're just trying to get into the past rank 20 and into the upper teens a little bit, you don't need many of the really fancy cards. You can just build a deck with some solid cards in it and play those. Now, you may ask, well, what type of deck could you build? Like, I'm going to show you what a potential deck you could build is, and how you can play it, and what you might be looking for if you're looking at different cards. And additionally, I'm only going to use cards out of the basic set. I'm not going to use anything else. And we'll see how it goes. So, I'm going to start off with Mage. We played Mage during the tutorial. So, my assumption is you'll be familiar with some of the cards like Frostbolt, Fireballs, and you'll be familiar with its hero power as well, which deals 1 damage to something. And so, first I've selected Frostbolt because it deals 3 damage to a minion, or you can deal it to an enemy character. It's a good way to remove an enemy minion. Fireball as well, it's a good way to either deal damage to your opponent or remove an enemy minion. Card draw is always very important, so we'll want some arcane input. That way, when we run out of things in our hand to play, we can just draw into some more. What else? Flame Strike, that's a good way to remove minions from the board, clear your opponent's board. Especially if they're playing a very aggressive deck like Zoolock. This will just clear most of their board. Water Elemental, it both freezes an enemy character, an enemy minion, or player. Character refers to a player or a minion. So it'll freeze the character, and it also has decent numbers on it. When I say it has decent numbers, that means that for 4 mana, you're getting 9 worth of attack and hit points. And there's an idea of something called the vanilla test. The vanilla test is, okay, if this minion doesn't have any text on it, it's still a good minion. And the general rule of thumb is that you want to take the mana cost, double it, and add 1, and you have a good card for the vanilla test. So in this case, to pass the vanilla test, it would have to have 4 doubled, so 8, and then plus 1, 9 worth of stats. 3 plus 6, that's 9, so it passes the vanilla test. Also has some other fun stuff. Let's see. For 2 drops, Acidic Swamp Ooze is a good card because, okay, you have 5 worth of stats. For 2 mana, you'd probably want 5 worth of stats. And additionally, it has an upside where if your opponent is a warrior, rogue, or paladin, it can potentially destroy their weapon. What else? 3 drops. Unfortunately, there are not many good 3 drops starting out. About the best thing you'll find is Shattered Sun Cleric. Now, the Shattered Sun Cleric, okay, you're only getting 5 for the villain. It does not pass the vanilla test. You're only getting 5 worth of stats, worth of numbers down here for 3 mana. However, the Battle Cry can give a minion an additional 1/1. So instead of getting a 3/2, you're effectively getting a 4/3. And so a 4/3 would pass the vanilla test, and it's nice that you can stick it on something else. So that's a card we want to use. What else? Chillwind Yeti is a classic, good vanilla test card. You get 9 stats for 4 mana, so that's a card you want to throw in there. And then Boulder Fist Ogre, you get 6 plus 7, that's 11 worth of stats. 13 worth of stats for 6 mana. That's a card you want to throw in there as well. Now, at this point, we have most of the good vanilla test cards. What are other things that you can put into a deck that will get you some value? Shenzhen Shield Master is a good taunt card because, okay, 3 plus 5 is 8. Doesn't quite meet the vanilla test, but it's all right. You can slow some early game aggression against you, and 3 attack is all right for 4 mana, so it's a decent card. Now, a card you would not want to throw in there that also has taunt is not in the basic set. I'm thinking of Bloodfen Raptor. That's a card, if you get it, just dust it, it's fine. Oh, so Booty Bay Bodyguard gives you 9 points for 5 mana, okay? It's not a good card. If you were playing this, you'd want 10 for 5 mana. You want 10 or 11 worth of stats. This only gives you 9. It's not that great. In fact, they in the Grand Tournament expansion, they made a card just like this that has 5 attack, 4 health, and taunt, but it's 4 mana because no one plays this card at all. So, anyway. Now, what else should we put in here? Let's see. How is our curve looking? So, the mana curve, you typically want to even out your 1s and your 2s and your 5s a little bit. That way you have a nice sort of bell-shaped curve and not something lumpy like what I have. But we also have to do the best that we can. And so we don't have any 1-drops. Mirror Image is probably about the best 1-drop that you can get for Mage. And our Arcane Missiles are alright too. They're not real exciting though. They're not cards you get really excited about. What else? Yeah, like these 1-drops over here, they just don't see any play because they're not all that strong. They're not very good. Your curve really for this kind of deck would really start out at 2. Probably the best 2-drops you have at this point are Novice Engineer, River Crocolisk, and the Bloodfen Raptor, and then of course the Acidic Swamp Ooze, which we already have. I'm going to throw in Novice Engineer. You'll note that it does not pass the vanilla test, but card draw is very important in a game in any card game. So it's all right to take a hit on stats if you're getting some other kind of benefit out of it. Card draw being the most important one. What else? We have 4 slots left. Probably a 5-drop might be nice. Unfortunately, there aren't many good 5-drops at this point. Probably about the best thing you'll be able to stick in here might be the Gurubashi Berserker. Because either Gurubashi Berserker or Frost Wolf Warlord. If you have one thing else on the field, this thing gets bigger. So let's throw in a Frost Wolf Berserker or Frost Wolf Warlord. And are there any other 3-drops that would be nice for this? I'm going to throw in a Gnomish Inventor to get that ever so important card draw. And another Frost Wolf Warlord. And then it would be nice to have some really big minions, some really big threats. In addition to the Boulder Fist Ogres and the Frostwolf Warlords, who will throw in a Storm Wind Champion. Because, okay, yeah, he doesn't pass the vanilla test either. But if you have some other stuff on the board, he's pretty nice. Gives all your minions +1/+1. So, let's name this Basic Mage. Done. Go to play. And we'll start a game. And hopefully this will actually do well.
Jaina versus Garrosh.
At least one advantage we'll have is no one's
You
going
asked
to
for it.
expect to see anything at all of what I'm playing. And so that will throw them off. Alright, so Mirror Image, that's a good 1-drop. Best time to play, that's turn 1. Sen'jin Shield Master's 5. 2 Arcane Intellects is probably a little bit much. I think I'll keep 1, so I don't run out of cards super quickly. I can't use the Sen'jin till turn 4, so we're going to just go back. Then we get our Chill Wind, that's fine. Now, I have been playing for, I guess, 2.5 years now. So I do have a bunch of these golden cards down here. As a new player, you're probably not going to have many of those. You do get them once you get beyond, I want to say it's rank 15 is when you would get your first one. It takes me a long time to collect them, and I don't have all of them yet. Now the Acidic Swamp Ooze, that would be an attractive card to play here, but Warrior plays a lot of weapons, so I'm going to hold off on playing that right now. I'm going to job done. Okay, fortunately he's not actually doing anything yet. That's fine. At this point, I'll play a novice.
I hope you like my invention.
And hey, we'll be able to solve it. Hopefully. Hopefully. That's the key word there. Sadly, I don't have a good way to deal with it. On the plus side, I can develop the board. We'll end turn for right now. We'll skip attacking him. Now I could throw out 2 Frostbolts to kill it, but I'd rather not spend 2 cards to kill his opponent. Interesting. So what we're going to do here, we're going to these minions.
If you're sure.
We need to put something on the board, so we will play the Acidic Swamp Ooze at turn. I would have much rather it have held on.
Welcome to the Grand Tournament, champion.
Hey! Ain't that something we can kill right now? So if you're not familiar with this deck type, he's playing what's called Control Warrior. He's going to have a bunch of stuff in his deck that slows down the game, that makes it take a while. On the plus side, he's not going to kill us quickly. On the downside, we'll probably not kill him quickly either, if we are able to kill him. And hey, he's going to waste some hits from his Fiery Warhouse on these stupid things. Now, Stormwind Champion sounds really good right now.
Behold the might of
Stormwind Champion
Stormwind!
himself, and we get A +1/+1 here, +1/+1 here, +1/+1 here, +1/+1 here. Which means we effectively get a +4/+4 plus the C6. Which is really nice. Job's done. Dr. Boom is one of the best legendaries right now. He will be rotating out soon. He will be going by the wayside when the new standard format comes out, but that's okay. That's okay. Because we got to deal with him right now. My thought is we'll freeze him right now. That way he can't actually do anything to us. What next? I'd like to try and keep this alive.
I wonder.
We'll draw. That's fine. Yeah.
Time runs out on me. We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Oh, the Alliance!
Then we deal some damage. And we hope
Well played.
that he can't really do anything to us at this point. Yep. That's what happens. Ooh. That's not what we were looking for. So yeah, Patrol Warrior also likes to get rid of everything that you have on the board. They don't want to deal with it. So first we'll draw a card, see what we get. For 6. Okay. We'll play
I
an
hope you
Alton
like
here,
my
see what we
invention.
get. Ooh, that's fine. Okay, next. Actually, next we'll play the Arcane. That's fine.
Push forward.
Clear.
Time runs
Played.
out on me.
I should have played the Frost Warlord first. But that's okay. We'll play it now.
Stand ready.
And hey, this doesn't decide the card called Big Game Hunter. Big Game Hunter is a 3-mana card that kills anyone.
Fine, I'll heal. Fine, I'll heal.
Oh dear. So Hero Power now effectively heals 15. Just a little bit more than we want. Let's see, I have 7, 8, 9 damage, so I can't kill him quite yet. So let's clear these things off the board. We'll play an Okay. That's fine. We'll play a Shattered
We
Sun
must
Flare.
cleanse the Sunwell.
Get that up to 7 attack.
If you're sure.
Tadingo!
Play his next. Now you may be thinking, well, you just told me about big game.
I have no time for games.
Ooh, Sylvanas. Oh dear. So Sylvanas.
For the
Sylvanas
life binder.
dies. My enemy will take Oblivion from me. That is known as bad. That is something we're trying not to do. Alright, so how much damage do we have? 7, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Unfortunately, that's not quite enough to kill him. So we still need to focus on
I
his
wonder.
minions. So, what we'll do in this scenario is we'll
Push
clear his
forward.
3-3. Get rid of this guy to mostly heal him. Play a soul over, and make
If you're sure.
Now you may think that, oh, well, why didn't you just try and kill the Sylvanas? Well, I wasn't trying to give my opponent minions early. That's why I didn't kill the Sylvanas.
I can wait longer.
That's a card. Not a card I was looking for, but it's still a card. Alright, so he's at... I have 7, 13, 19, 20. Too short. 2 damage short.
What to do?
We
what
might
to
be
do?
able to just go face, play the Frostwolf Warlord,
The Frost Wolves stand ready.
and then just pray that... If we get a Fireball next turn, he's probably dead. He's probably dead to a Fireball. He's going to probably kill the other. So at this point, we're hoping we get a fire. Unfortunately, that is kind of our own saving grace. Now we can't. Ooh, that's interesting. We'll play the acidic swamp ooze. Which will kill. Deal 1 damage to everything, and then we can kill his drawback. And while I'd kind of like to hold on to this, we gotta kill this thing.
My work is paramount.
Okay,
Leave me
that's a
alone.
3/5. That's fine. That is something I can deal with. At least for a little bit.
Mage, you should be more careful playing with magic.
Well, when killed before, now at least be able to freeze his Nefarian if he attacks it. Okay. So he's getting
Leave me alone.
My thought is I'll probably lose this game, but it was still very competitive. And that's nice. And he doesn't have a Nefarian anymore, which is also nice.
For the life binder.
Okay, so he has a dragon in his hand. Hopefully it's a little small dragon. Or something just not very important.
Tadingo!
Well, there's my other fireball. I could have used that a little bit sooner. That would have been nice.
Sorry that happened.
Well, we're probably just dead at this point. Probably nothing I can realistically do to salvage the situation.
I'm almost
And
out
it
of
is what it
cards.
is. They play bold there. deal one more there. Hope that we can make something out of this. And probably can't make anything out of it. Out of this point. What is our last card? No Mage Engineer. Not quite the card I need right now. Not quite what we were looking for.
Pass me that arc light scanner!
And then there's probably not much hope at this point. Okay. Well, usually so go to the end and wait till we're actually finished.
Hey, give me a minute!
But the numbers saying that I'm going to be dead in 2 turns. And he's not going to be dead in 2 turns. So we'll concede and go to the next
You
turn.
win this.
But that sort of deck actually held up very well. Yeah, he did have some cards. He did have cards that were able to just completely outperform me, but we held our own very well. Now, as for this deck, there were some issues that I noticed. Has essentially no early game. It's all kind of late game, hoping that you're getting to some of those later cards. Well, we have a lot of 4-drops. We should probably cut some 4-drops in favor of a couple 2-drops. So we're going to cut a Chillwind Yeti. Oh, we need to look at just basic cards now. We'll cut a Chillwind Yeti. And I guess we're sticking a Bloodfen Raptor. About the best thing that we can put in there. Novice Engineer. I'm going to take one of these out because I still want a little bit of card draw, but I mainly want some stats. I want some decent minions early on. And so those are the 2 changes we'll make right now. 4-drops are fine. Are there any of these cards I want to swap out? Still want to have a 5-drop, so I still want the Frostwolf Warlord. I'm not crazy about it. I don't want something like Nightblade, where for 5 mana I'm getting a 4/4, and oh, it deals 3 damage to the enemy. That's not exciting at all. So I think for the most part, other than that, we'll keep it as is. We'll head back on the ladder, see what we can get. If you're looking for other videos
Jaina
to
versus
watch,
Gul'dan.
on getting started, I know.
Your soul shall be mine!
You asked for it.
I know Trump, who's a avid streamer, has a good. He has a good intro series. I watch a little bit, teaches about value and card draw and a lot of stuff like that. And so I would recommend watching his channel or his stream for a little bit. Now we're playing Zulok. It's a very aggressive type of warrior. We're going to hope that we can kill that and we successfully did. So we smile and turn. Now we did get a little bit lucky with that. But that's okay. They didn't have a 2-drop. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I wouldn't have suspected that. I would have thought, oh, he's going to play Haunted Creeper on turn 2. to, or something else, or now I don't know what he's playing.
Dingo!
Do not play Demon Wrath. They play a lot of non-demon cards, and so Demon Wrath is actually bad for them as well. On the plus side, we did get a little bit of value out of that, because he spent 3 mana to get rid of a 2 mana card, which is good for us. Or good for me, I guess. Let's see. I think I want to develop the board a little bit more, so I'll play the Shattered Sun Clair.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Yes, you can do the next turn by running these 3 demons into the Ascension Shield Master. But at least I'll still have a minion on the board instead of just getting some cards. Right now, I don't really need card draw. I have some stuff in my hands. Plus, I had a decent play without doing it. But next turn, we'll probably go for a card draw. Huh. Demon Fire is also not a card you see there. Anyway, I guess he's playing a demon deck? That's quite strange. Oh well. We'll play a chill with him. Get a good minion on the board. I know I didn't do the Arcane Intellect.
From the
Play there.
void I come.
Shields up!
This is what you call a trap. He probably has something pretty good in his hand. Sadly, there's not really any way for me to get around it.
Summon me.
Alright. That's fine. What do we do? Do I play the Boulder Fist? Or do I try to get rid of it? Here I'm going to play the Boulder Fist because I'd rather develop it. Because Fireball, okay, yes, I get rid of this thing. Alright. Oh, look at that. Play Boulder Fist, develop these. And, it's going to make you waste some time getting rid of these things. But this is a bit of an odd deck. He's playing Siphon Soul and Demon Wrath. And Demon Fury, I think it was. Some odd choices thus far in his deck. Some stuff you don't see very often. But I guess it is what it is. And
Why do you call?
he's making some choices so far. Now, fortunately, we can just Flame Strike. It's a bit of a waste. A bit of a waste in this scenario. But it lets me go to my opponent, which gets me just that much closer to victory. If he can't deal with my Boulder Fist Ogre, I win next turn, because I fireball his face, I hit him with the Boulder Fist Ogre, and then I win. And hey, who doesn't like winning?
By the power of Ragnaros, I have
After
the
Thor,
power!
makes all his stuff season. You know which is actually really helpful, because that means, okay, if my water, let's say I had the Emperor Thorns, and my water elemental would cost 3, and my Arcane Intellect would cost 2, my Fireball would cost 3. And if you lower the mana cost of a lot of cards, they become broken. Okay? However, it doesn't matter if you have a lower mana cost of a card if you're dead. Because if you're dead, you can't play any more cards because the game is over. think that'll do it for this video. I hope that you've enjoyed watching this, and I hope you have a better idea as to how to put together a deck and how to play it. And I hope that I've shown you that you don't need all the fancy cards to do alright. You can use just sort of some basic stuff, as long as you keep into mind that you're going to need some card draw, and you want to get minions that have good value, that have good stats. And you want to get spells that have some utility. And if maybe you don't have a minion that passes the vanilla test, doesn't have good stats itself, it has some way to make up for it. Anyway, this is Mezzle. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you around.